All right. So today we're going to be diving into something that you're clearly interested in,
Oh, yeah.
and that's prevention.
Mhm.
And we really want to try to get to the bottom of why it often feels like
Yeah.
such an uphill battle,
Yeah.
and hopefully uncover some strategies
Yeah.
to maybe make it feel a little bit more, well, natural.
Yeah, okay.
You send over some pretty interesting stuff,
Hmm.
including this excerpt from a document
Okay.
that's really focused on prevention.
Okay.
And also a resume for this guy, Levne Moten,
Oh, yeah.
who seems to have quite a bit of experience in this whole area.
That's a great place to start, I think.
Yeah.
It's intriguing because it really gets at
Okay.
this kind of inherent human challenge,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like our brains are wired for
Yeah.
immediate gratification,
Oh, yeah.
not these like abstract future benefits.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And speaking of that challenge,
Right.
this document is called preventionpodcast.pdf.
Okay.
It really digs into that. It emphasizes how we as humans really struggle to visualize the consequences of inaction,
Right.
which makes prevention feel less urgent,
Yeah.
even when we know logically that
Uh-huh.
it's more cost effective.
Yeah. It's like our brains have a hard time
Yeah.
grasping those what ifs.
Exactly. And it's not just about logic, is
Yeah.
it? This document suggests that our evolutionary history
Right.
actually plays a role too.
Yeah.
Like our ancestors, they were focused on immediate survival,
Okay.
not these abstract future threats.
Mhm.
So we're kind of fighting our own wiring
That's right.
in a way.
Yeah, that's a really insightful point, I think.
Yeah.
It explains why it can be so difficult to prioritize
Yeah.
those long-term benefits,
Yeah,
even when we understand them intellectually.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, where this document gets really insightful
Okay.
is when it starts to offer solutions.
Okay.
They propose some really interesting strategies
Mm.
for overcoming this mental hurdle, like visualization and simulation.
Those are fascinating approaches.
Yeah.
They tap into our brain's
Yeah.
natural tendency to respond to
Yeah.
vivid imagery
Mhm.
and like tangible experiences.
For example, imagine seeing two side-by-side profiles.
Okay.
One person who consistently exercises,
Mhm.
looking healthy,
Right.
energetic, and thriving.
Okay.
And next to them,
Yeah.
someone who doesn't,
Okay.
perhaps facing chronic illness or limited mobility.
Right.
Seeing that contrast, those potential futures,
Yeah.
can make the benefits of prevention a lot more tangible.
It's like holding up a mirror to our potential self,
Totally.
showing us the consequences of our choices
Yeah.
in a way that facts and figures simply can't.
And it's not just limited to health, is it?
No.
This approach is used in other areas too.
Right.
Like financial planning. Think
Right.
about those charts.
Right.
Comparing the long-term growth of investment
Yeah.
versus that immediate gratification of spending.
Absolutely.
They can have a powerful impact on people's financial decisions.
By making those future consequences more
Yeah.
concrete and relatable,
Mm-hmm.
we can bridge that gap
Right.
between what we want now
Yeah,
and what's good for us in the long run.
exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of making prevention tangible,
Okay.
the document goes on to highlight the IsoTone fitness device.
Oh, yeah.
They use it as a case study to illustrate how regular use can help prevent
Mm-hmm.
those age-related issues like muscle weakness
Right.
and joint pain.
I'm curious.
Yeah,
Why do you think they chose the IsoTone specifically?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
Maybe because it targets a very specific problem, aging,
Okay.
which is something we all inevitably face.
Right.
It makes the idea of prevention feel more
Yeah.
personal and relatable.
I think you're onto something there.
Yeah,
It's not just about promoting exercise in general. It's about showcasing how a targeted approach
yeah.
can prevent specific age-related decline.
And they even provide this compelling visual,
Okay.
a side-by-side comparison
Right.
of someone who uses the IsoTone
Mhm.
versus someone who doesn't.
Okay.
The difference in long-term outcomes is pretty stark.
Yeah.
It really drives home the point.
It definitely makes you think twice about skipping that workout.
For sure.
Yeah, they've cleverly leveraged
Yeah.
those visualization techniques we were just discussing.
Now, speaking of experts,
Yeah.
you also sent over this fascinating resume
Mm-hmm.
for Lev Nemotin.
Okay.
It's packed with experience in nuclear engineering and safety,
Interesting.
which at first glance
Yeah.
might seem a bit unrelated to preventing,
No.
say, muscle strain or saving for retirement.
That's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
This seemingly unrelated field
Yeah.
actually offers some valuable insights
Okay.
into the broader principles of prevention.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So nuclear engineering, that's unexpected. How does that even tie in?
Well, Nemotin's work, it probably involved assessing risks and preventing these like catastrophic events.
Mhm.
You know, think about it.
Yeah.
In nuclear engineering, even the smallest oversight
Right.
can have massive consequences.
Yeah.
Prevention is absolutely paramount.
So it's like a
Yeah,
high-stakes version of the same principles.
precisely.
Okay.
It really highlights the universality of prevention
Okay.
across these vastly different scales.
Yeah.
Whether preventing a nuclear meltdown
Right.
or a muscle strain,
Wow.
the core principles remain the same.
That's a really cool connection.
Yeah.
I never would have thought about it that way.
Mm.
So what can we learn from someone like Nemotin,
Right.
whose work deals with preventing disasters
Yeah.
on such a massive scale?
Well, his experience probably required
Okay.
a deep understanding of risk assessment.
And a really proactive approach
Okay.
to mitigating potential threats.
So if we can understand the frameworks
Uh-huh.
used to prevent large-scale disasters,
Yeah.
we might gain some valuable insights
Exactly.
into how to apply those principles
Right.
to our own lives.
Yeah, it's about shifting our mindset
Okay.
from reactive problem solving
Mm-hmm.
to proactive risk mitigation.
So even in our daily lives,
Even in our daily lives.
it's about recognizing
Right.
that even small choices
Yeah,
can have this ripple effect.
exactly.
That's like in nuclear engineering,
Yeah.
where a tiny miscalculation could lead to a major catastrophe.
And if we dig deeper
Okay.
into Nemotin's resume,
Mm-hmm.
we see he's worked extensively with the International Atomic Energy Agency
Wow.
and the U.S. Department of Energy
Okay.
on all sorts of projects related to
Yeah.
nuclear safety and nonproliferation.
Mm-hmm.
So this suggests a deep understanding
Okay.
of how to assess
Yeah.
and mitigate risks.
And perhaps by adopting
Right.
a more analytical and risk-aware approach,
Exactly.
we can make more informed decisions
Yeah,
that truly prioritize our long-term well-being.
that's the key.
Okay, so let's bring this all together.
Okay.
What does it all mean for our listeners?
Right.
We've explored why prevention feels like an uphill battle,
Mm-hmm.
thanks to our brains
Right.
and even our evolutionary history.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah.
but we've also uncovered some pretty clever strategies for
Right.
making it more intuitive and proactive.
The key takeaway here, I think,
Yeah.
is that prevention doesn't have to be
Okay.
this daunting abstract concept
Right.
by making future benefits
Yeah.
more concrete
Mm-hmm.
and relatable.
Yeah.
We can bridge that gap
Okay.
between our present and future selves.
I love that. It's all about empowering ourselves
Yeah.
to make those smarter choices,
Mm-hmm.
not just for today,
Right.
but for the years to come.
Exactly.
It's about recognizing that even seemingly small choices can
Correct.
have a big impact down the road.
Think about it this way.
Okay.
If we can apply these principles on a larger scale,
Mm-hmm.
imagine the impact we could have on
Yeah.
public health,
Okay.
environmental sustainability,
Mm-hmm.
and even global safety.
It's like a ripple effect.
It is.
Individual choices inspiring others,
Yeah.
leading to bigger changes.
Absolutely.
And speaking of ripples,
Right.
I want to leave you with something to think about.
Right.
We've talked about visualizing the benefits of prevention,
Mm-hmm.
but what about visualizing the costs of inaction?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, what if instead of just showing
Yeah.
the positive outcomes
Right.
of exercise,
Mhm.
we also showed the potential consequences
Yeah.
of a sedentary lifestyle?
That's an incredibly powerful point.
Yeah.
Highlighting those negative consequences
Right.
can be just as effective, if not more so,
Okay.
in motivating people to take action.
Yeah.
It's about presenting a balanced perspective,
Mhm.
showcasing both the gains and the losses
Right.
associated with our choices.
And going back to Lev Nemotin's expertise,
Yeah.
it makes me wonder, how do those frameworks
Right.
used to assess risk
Mm-hmm.
in high-stakes fields like nuclear engineering
Yeah.
translate to everyday decisions?
That is the question, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Could we apply those same rigorous methods
Right?
to evaluate the risks and benefits of our personal choices?
Yeah,
Like a diet,
exercise.
or financial planning.
That's a really thought-provoking question.
Yeah.
It suggests that there might be valuable lessons to be learned
Okay.
from those specialized fields that we can apply to our everyday lives,
Right.
perhaps by adopting a more
Yeah.
analytical and risk-aware approach
Right.
to our personal choices.
Yeah.
We can make more informed decisions
Absolutely.
that truly prioritize our long-term well-being.
So, dear listener, that's something to ponder.
It is.
How can you apply those big picture risk assessment principles to your own life?
Yeah.
How can you shift from simply avoiding the bad
Right.
to actively pursuing the good?
It's about making choices that honor both our present and our future selves.
I love that.
Yeah.
We've learned so much from this deep dive
Yeah.
into the world of prevention.
Me too.
Thank you for joining us. It's like we need to find the right key for the lock, you know?
Yeah.
We all have different motivations,
Right.
different fears,
Yeah.
different goals.
Absolutely.
What resonates with one person might not work for another.
And the document suggests that one effective approach is to tap into
Yeah.
what really matters to each individual.
Okay.
Like, what are their values? What are their aspirations? What kind of future
Yeah.
do they envision for themselves?
So it's about framing prevention
Yeah.
in a way that aligns with those personal values and aspirations. It's not just about avoiding illness.
Right.
It's about living a life that feels meaningful.
Exactly.
Really.
And for some people,
Yeah.
it might be about maintaining their independence as they age.
Okay.
Being able to travel, enjoy time with their loved ones.
Right.
For others,
Okay.
it might be about maximizing their cognitive function, staying sharp and engaged
Okay.
in their work or hobbies.
It makes prevention feel
Yeah.
less like a chore
Right.
and more like an investment
Absolutely.
in the things that really matter to us.
And that's where
Yeah.
those visualization techniques we discussed earlier
Yeah.
can be so powerful.
Okay.
Imagine
Yeah.
helping someone visualize themselves in their 80s,
Okay.
still hiking with their grandkids,
Wow.
or writing their memoirs.
Those vivid images
Yeah.
can be so much more motivating
Yeah.
than a lecture about lowering cholesterol.
It's about creating a connection
Yeah.
between the choices we make today and the life we want to live tomorrow.
And I think that's a powerful message to end on.
Yeah.
Prevention isn't about deprivation
Right,
or
yeah.
fear.
It's about making
Yeah.
these informed,
Right.
conscious choices that set us up for a healthier,
Yeah.
happier,
Okay.
a more fulfilling life.
Absolutely.
It's about embracing that long game,
Right.
recognizing that even the small,
Yeah.
consistent choices we make today
Yeah.
can have such a profound impact on our future selves.
And who knows,
yeah.
maybe by applying those high-stakes prevention strategies
Yeah.
to our everyday lives, we can even create this ripple effect
Yeah.
of positive change that extends beyond ourselves.
Inspiring to think about.
It really is.
Yeah.
So to our listener, thank you for sending us this thought-provoking material.
Yeah, it's been a great discussion.
It has. We've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, we have.
From the psychology of prevention to those surprising parallels with nuclear safety.
Fascinating stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
Hopefully you feel equipped with a fresh perspective
Right.
and some actionable strategies
Yeah.
to make prevention a more intuitive part of your life.
Remember,
Yeah.
it's all about making choices that honor both your present and future self.
I love that.
And as we've learned today,
Yeah.
sometimes the best inspiration
Yeah.
can come from the most unexpected places.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive
Yeah.
into the world of prevention.
Fun.
Until next time.